Hello, everyone. Reverend Cole here from Selkirk United Church with a midweek message for July 28th, 2021. There was a great article in the summer edition of our United Church's Broadview magazine. It was entitled Children's Time, but it was definitely for adults too. It was focusing on how children think about God, and I found it to be quite fascinating and something that I thought would be good to share with you today, at least part of the article. The article is part of an interview between journalist Julie McGonigal and author David M. Chinosh, whose new book is called Little Theologians: Children, Culture, and the Making of Theological Meaning. Chinosh is an assistant professor at the Atlantic School of Theology. In researching his book, he sat down with children from 4 different United Church congregations and asked them about religion. That sounds like it would be interesting, doesn't it? Each interview started with each child drawing a picture of God, because Chinosh said he didn't want to ask questions. He didn't want to direct the interview much at all. Rather, he wanted the children to direct it. So he just kind of let the conversation develop based on what the children were drawing. Some of the drawings were very interesting. Chinosh said that when children express their ideas about God, it's our job and parents' job to listen and trust that the Spirit is at work. He talked about equipping young people to do the work of theology for themselves, not just giving them information and teaching them doctrine, as though we have all the answers. I really like that idea. And I think that's definitely one idea that transcends age, whether we're talking about children or elders or everyone in between. I like the idea of all of us being encouraged, being freed up to explore our own sense of who or what God is. That doesn't mean ignore what the Bible says, just don't be limited by it. Because God certainly isn't limited by what the Bible says. And even in the Bible, God is defined and described in so many different ways. And the reason for that is simple, because God is undefinable, indescribable, beyond anything we could ever imagine. So why would we put limits on how children or anyone imagine God to be? The more metaphors, the better, I'd say. That reminds me of last week's midweek message, that long list of words and phrases for God included in that prayer that I shared with you. Going back to what author David Chinosh had to say, he said that we need the raw material of our sacred stories, but we also need the skills of holding contradiction, listening closely to what others are saying, and not discounting that, being able to share our spiritual experiences, feeling free to do so. He said one of the children that he spoke to shared her experience of God showing her heaven in a dream. And then she told him that people told her it didn't really happen. Then a little while later, she had a second dream where she felt she was encountering God. And this time, the only person she told about that second dream was David during the interview. Maybe she felt like he was the only one she could tell after no one believed her the first time. We need to equip children with a safe space where they can explore their spiritual ideas and experiences. And not just children, but everyone. The last thing I'd like to share about the article is an idea that came from Chinosh's interview with some children from an Indigenous congregation. When he interviewed 4 children from that community of faith, he found that relationships were vital, more important than even learning about the Bible. When he asked them to describe their faith community, they talked about the people rather than the theology or the church's programs. I thought that was very interesting. The children in the other churches often talked about the different programs of the church, which was fine too. But I really liked the idea of the focus being on the people. For the Indigenous church, it was about, these are the people who know me, and these are the people I know. Ultimately, it is the relationships that we build together that are more important than the details of our belief, our theology. If it's all about the doctrine and you disagree with something, you may then feel like you don't fit anymore. And all of a sudden you feel like an outsider, that you don't belong. But if you focus on the relationships, then even when you don't believe the same things exactly, like we hardly ever will, that doesn't matter so much anymore because you're part of the family. You know these people and they know you, and that's what's important. That's what matters. That sounds like the good news of the gospel to me. All those stories I'm reminded of where Jesus is trying to teach people that everyone should be included. All of us are God's people. The leper, the Samaritan, the Syrophoenician, women, men, children, outsiders, even tax collectors, everyone. Chinosh said that he came away from that experience with a deeper understanding of the importance of simply having faith conversations with children, of allowing them to let their theological imaginations run wild. I hope that we foster an atmosphere where that is possible for our children and for our adults. Chinosh said, theology is not the exclusive realm of professional theologians and ministers. Everyone is a theologian. Everyone has a theological perspective. That is so important. If we learn to not just accept that, but to help that idea to flourish and to grow, then I think we'll get even closer to God, all of us, and God will come even closer to us. That's all for today, my friends. The name of that book, again, for those of you who may want to order a copy, is Little Theologians, Children, Culture, and the Making of Theological Meaning by David M. Chinosh. And that's spelled C-S-I-N-O-S. Hope that you all have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week, and I'll see you again. God be with you.